Good morning. This is crypto day, but it's also the final day of the month, and this is the 4-minute morning welcome. Everything, of course, within your own risk, own reward. Bitcoin up about 33%, and it's finishing its third period, or the third month, consolidating within a rising 18 average of highs. Daily chart, it continues its ascending wedge formation as it's holding above the 18 average of highs, but still yet to break the big key resistance level. Short-term action getting a little choppy, meaning it spent a decent amount of time correcting the big high and the big low. Let's move on next to the stock market. And we'll use code SPY, which is up about 3% or such for the month, but this is the third period correcting within the 18 average of highs as well, having its first price correction since it lifted off from this point, November of 2016. On the daily chart, it's making lower highs and really higher lows, so it's got symmetrical indecision pattern right now amongst that time frame. Almost a 3% gain for the dollar index after it broke down this key support level. It is now coming close to testing where it is, but about 3% gain in a declining 18 average, having its first 18 lows resistance test right now. When viewing such on its daily time frame, after breaking above the key resistance level, the market has obviously kept going higher. I'm going to think it can still make it up to the 92.45. Big level, of course, of support roughly around this 90 handle. And if it fails to do such, then we'd be seeing a failed breakout, which I think is going to be the case because of what was shown on the monthly as it's testing the declining 18 average. Gold for the month down a little under 1% as it's continuing for its fourth period in a row to support the barely rising 18 average of highs. Overall, because of that, it's still very, very choppy, but it's got this big resistance level that once it gets above, and it's been a long wait, this thing has potential to have very good gains. Silver is down about 3 cents. So that's just a microscopic percentage. It could have a winning month, it could have a losing month. It's a break-even month. It's continuing to chop within this 18 average. It has basically closed every single period since the entire year within this correctionary long phase. As I've talked about, establish a level of resistance, come back to support. Well, it's been doing such for what could be it's almost 2 years now in this sideways action for silver. For crude oil, about 4% gains for the month as it continues to accelerate on its 6-month, leaving the 18 average of highs, leaving a key Fibonacci level of 53.99 and looking at like it's progressing its way up towards the 79.25 level, which is also Fibonacci, but it also resembles or is that of the 2011 and 2012 support levels for, again, crude oil. The Canadian dollar crossed with the US up over 0.25%, and it's showing this little bearish sort of signal, but continuation within correction deep inside of this 18 average. The second period it's been deep after it looked like it was trying to break out past this resistance, and really breaking established resistance occurred on September 1st. So it's still correcting that move, but definitely not the most sharpest looking setups, but it's still in place. And because the Canadian dollar is going down, you'd expect silver to go up against the Canadian dollars, wouldn't you? And not even close. It just means that when the Canadian dollar's falling like such and it goes down, it just doesn't go down quite as much against the US. And when it rallies, well, silver's going to rally too, just not to the same large amount of gains as the United States may get. Because it went from a little under 11 to about 47 1/3, where in the States it went from 8.5 to about 50. Just something to think about. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.